Let's go to Skype right now, and let's bring in Jordan Raanan. He is the New York Giants reporter for NJ.com to talk about the situation with Jason Pierre-Paul, a fireworks mishap earlier in the week. And according to reports, Jason Pierre-Paul lost his right index finger and other injuries to both of his hands, fractured his thumb. The Giants reportedly, and we'll find this out from Jordan, but the Giants reportedly have pulled a long-term deal from the table and are even considering taking away his franchise tag, which would be signed by July 15th. Jordan, welcome to the show. What is the latest with the New York Giants Jason Pierre-Paul saga?
Well, sorry, go ahead. He did lose that finger. That's that right index finger is not there anymore, and now they're going to move forward. And it was done with the intention of trying to get back on the field quicker, which in a way you look at it, you almost opens your eyes. They think that the actual fractures in the hand are something that's going to take longer to heal than the actual amputation at this point. There's multiple fractures, one of those being the thumb that you mentioned. So they're looking at 6 weeks-ish or so for the fractures, and then to try and get back on the field after that, which would put you, close towards the beginning of the season, which seems a little far-fetched when you think, okay, this guy just had his finger amputated, his digit was removed, and now they're saying he's going to try and be back on the field within 2 months. So that's the goal from his camp right now, and that seems to be one of the reasons why he did it. They also said, look, he had two options. He could have a severely damaged, non-fully functional finger that was going to be deformed, or he could just remove it, and the removal had less of a recovery time than if they left it there to try and let it heal and to see what it could heal into. So those were his options, and he cut it off.
Yeah, wow. We had a safety once, as you know, Jordan, approaching the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and he told them to remove part of his finger. But this is one of the most
Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, Ronnie Lott, one of the most unusual stories. Do you think it's possible that they'll just free themselves of him, or do you think they will go forward with the franchise tag? And do you think he will sign it? He's got until July 16th if they haven't removed it from the table. I don't even know if they have the right to remove it from the table.
He's going to have to sign it with his left hand if he does.
They can rescind it if they want. Those are the two options. So that's the ironic part here, or not ironic, but the way the situation played out is JPP and his team decided, hey, we're not going to involve the Giants in this at all. They went up there. They didn't get in. Nobody has been able to get in touch with JPP since the incident. Nobody. Not his friends. Like, only that close inner circle has been able to talk to him and correspond with him. And he kept the Giants out of the loop, did this on his own. They haven't even made a statement yet, the Giants, about this situation or any sort. They're still in the fact-finding stage, just like everyone else. They said that they learned about the actual amputation by Adam Schefter's picture and report on the air. But they're in a tough spot. They have no one else on the roster that has ever had more than 7 sacks in a season. They need Jason Pierre-Paul. They're in a year where their quarterback's 35, their coach is 68. They don't have time to sit here and wait and build from the ground up. I have a feeling that you'll see Jason Pierre-Paul in a Giants uniform at some time this year.
Jordan Raanan, he writes for NJ.com about the New York Giants. All our guests appear courtesy of Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Jordan, the attention has kind of shifted away from him to Adam Schefter and ESPN of whether or not the medical report should have been posted, whether ESPN went over the line, whether Adam Schefter violated HIPAA, which doesn't apply, as ESPN said, to news organizations. It seems to me like almost the real story has been lost in the Twitter world going berserk over what Adam Schefter did.
Yeah, I mean, I fully see that in a way. I mean, that has become a bigger story almost than the actual guy getting his finger amputated for lighting fireworks. And you know what? The hospital, I just posted this probably like 20 minutes ago, the hospital has now launched an investigation into a potential employee you know, releasing the photos. So you would think at this point that they went to JPP's inner circle, the people that were there, and asked them if, you know, any one of those were the ones, you know, ones that released the picture. So now it looks like that story is only going to continue to grow because they're looking into it, and it seems like there probably was someone in that hospital that is responsible for releasing that picture.
If the Giants haven't made a statement, I'm asking you to speculate here. But are the Giants, you believe, more upset with JPP because he's literally damaged goods or because he acted so irresponsibly, from what you say?
I think it's the fact that he acted so irresponsibly. You know, that this is, you think about Tom Coughlin and his reaction to when he heard this news. You know, that seems to be the first thing that pops to my mind is that, and the people that I know there and have corresponded with, they weren't happy with the fact that the situation happened in the first place, and that it's just so foolish to get caught in this kind of situation and put yourself in that situation. This is exactly what Tom Coughlin, when the team breaks after the spring workouts, this is exactly what he preaches, to not put yourself in these kind of situations. So I really think that's the number one thing. And I know that there were people in that organization, not surprisingly, that were just furious with that the actual incident happened.
Jordan, I know this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, so they don't even know the health part yet, so it's hard for them to really comment on his condition because, you know, they're still in fact-finding mode from what I've been told. And he won't talk to them still right now.
But there's been claims, not to follow up on what you're saying, there have been claims, well, he was an employee of the team. Well, he's a free agent, so I don't know that he actually has to allow them to talk to him. I mean, he could.
He does not.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's been left out. I'm not sitting here trying to defend his actions, but at least he didn't put the fireworks on his head and kill himself like that other guy did somewhere over the world. But I'm going so far away because I know you're talking about that all the time, but I got to bring up something that Les has talked about. If Peyton Manning retires, and you brought up Eli Manning in passing there, no pun intended, what would you think about the Denver Broncos trying to sign Eli Manning?
I think the Giants would like to have him back, right? So I don't think right now that it would be a strong possibility, but I think the Giants, what they're doing here, and look, JPP wasn't signed, okay? Eli Manning has not been re-signed. He has not been given a contract. Their coach is 68 years old. Their quarterback's 35. They spent 3 straight years without making the playoffs. So, you know, they don't have many, or if any, contracts that they're really, you know, committed to long term. They're putting themselves in position. Let's say this season turns out to be a disaster. Look, it's not off to a good start already. They happen to lose just like the Broncos, they happen to lose their left tackle too this spring. So they left their left tackle, their right defensive end, their top defensive player maybe just blew off his finger. They're 3 years in a row haven't made the playoffs. If this 4th year in a row is a disaster, I think they set themselves up to give them flexibility. If they make mass changes, the new guy, the new bosses that come in will have free reign to do what they want and please. That may be the situation where you could see Eli Manning then at that point saying, you know, all right, I don't want to start from ground zero of a team that's basically completely rebuilding, and he's 35, 36 years old. And a trade, I think, would be the most likely scenario. They would franchise him and then try and ship him somewhere else. But right now, that's all, you know, conjecture and long shot.
I just wanted to bring up something that wasn't totally about a guy blowing his hand off with fireworks. So
Archie, I will tell you, Archie did say that he could see Eli. That Archie did say at one point, I think, what was it, the Super Bowl? He said to me, you know, he could see Eli just because Eli just built a new home in New Jersey. He made his life is in New Jersey. He could see Eli if he doesn't play for the Giants, just decide, hey, I'm done. I'm going to hang it up right now.
Jordan, appreciate your time. Besides NJ.com, where can people find your stuff?
On Twitter, Jordan Raanan, RAANAN.com, NJ.com, the Star Ledger.
Jordan, we appreciate it. Jordan Raanan. We'll
Thanks
talk
for
to you
your
soon.
time. Good stuff.
Yeah. And all live guests brought to you by Papa John's, the official sponsor of the Colorado Rockies. The day after every Rockies win, You get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Go to papajohns.com and use the promo code ROXWIN, ROXWIN.